What are we doing, Ty?
Well, what are we doing or what am I doing?
Well, we're doing a lot of things. What are we doing here?
Getting ready to move the feed box forward.
Move the feed box forward. Cool. So this is that feed box we bought, and yesterday, day before, I set it up here, got it hooked up temporarily, sort of, just to make sure it all worked. We've been feeding with it. It seems to be working fine. Until we get, the long-term goal is to weld some brackets up on here so that it will fit on the doits on the front end. Now, I haven't decided if I'm going to swap out this motor here. I was thinking about swapping out a hydraulic motor onto here because that has third function, so I could run it from the remote. The downside of that is if I ever want to set it on the back of the pickup, I would have to swap the motor out or figure out how to run hydraulics from back here to the front, and then I would lose function of the bale bed. So trade-off, just trying to figure out what we would do. I could also run hydraulics off of that motor because someone installed a pump to run the lift gate. So someone installed a big old heavy duty pump just to run this tiny little cylinder to do your load gate up and down, which is kind of handy. But I could also tap into there, and if I had a hydraulic motor over there, could run it off of that. So there's lots of possibilities, but right now the main goal is to push this feed box forward. So we had the fuel tank and the road box on here. Road box is in the messy shop now. Fuel tank is sitting over there on a pallet. We're going to scoot this forward, get it up out of the way, get it strapped to the head gate, and we might set it up on blocks just because with this spring squatting, it's really not high enough to get the angle right. So we may end up grabbing a block, setting a block up on there.
Look, the nice thing about this side being down though is it helps push your feed towards this side.
Yes, but then my angle isn't enough and I keep getting feed wadding up. That's why this is all like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We're going to experiment. But that is on the list. We got springs ordered, like I said. And maybe Ty will get the pleasure of putting those on. Are you excited, Ty?
For what?
To put the springs on here.
Fine with me.
Yeah, see? Cool. So he's working on that. I'm over here. We pulled bunks from these holding pins. Didn't really think that we were going to need them anytime soon in these holding pins. So rather than going and buying some more, I just pulled, there were 7 bunks in here, pulled them out. They're sitting there. They're going on the trailer. They're going down to the far pasture over there. And we're supposed to be getting another load of calves into this week, tentatively. And these 3 groups will then get put together. And they'll go out into this lot here around the barn. And they'll graze that for a little while. And then they will get sent down the lane. And you can't see it, but there's a pasture back there. They'll go back on that pasture, which is where these bunks are going. We're going to put them in line so that we can take feed box and just run down the highway and go feed that group. So, a lot going on this morning. Kind of just all over the place. But that's where we're at.